The disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan. Here is a factual and quick overview of this ongoing missing persons case. Photo: Lily Sullivan left and Jack Sullivan right. Date: May 2, 2025. Location: Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Outcome: unsolved as of August 3, 2025. Canadian siblings Lily Sullivan, born March 22, 2019, and Jack Sullivan, born October 29, 2020, disappeared from their rural home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia, on May 2, 2025. A large-scale search effort was undertaken in the days immediately following their disappearance, which was mostly scaled back on May 7, after no trace of the children was found. Several further individual organized search efforts have taken place in the weeks since, which have not resulted in any significant findings. Police investigation into the disappearance has included interviews of at least 60 individuals, some of whom were administered polygraph testing. Authorities have stated that there is no evidence that the children were abducted, but that they have not ruled out that the disappearance is suspicious. The case has captured widespread attention both across Canada and around the world due to the unusual circumstances surrounding the disappearance. As of August 2025, the Government of Nova Scotia is offering a reward of up to $150,000 for information that is deemed to be of investigative value to the search for the missing siblings. Photo: Lily Sullivan, aged 6 years. Jack Sullivan, aged 4 years. Background: the Sullivan siblings lived with their biological mother Malehia Brooks-Murray and their stepfather Daniel Martel in a rural property on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne, Nova Scotia. The property is described as being surrounded by woods, steep banks and thick brush. According to Martel, both siblings were kept home from school on both Thursday, May 1, and Friday, May 2, because Lily had a cough. They had also not been at school on Wednesday, April 30, because there was no school due to a professional development day for teachers. The siblings were seen in public with family on May 1, the day prior to their reported disappearance. Disappearance on the morning of May 2. Martel and Brooks-Murray claimed that while they were both in the bedroom with their 1-year-old daughter Meadow, Lily came in and out of the bedroom several times and Jack could be heard in the kitchen. Shortly afterward, they say they could no longer hear either of them and never saw the two children again. Martel stated his belief that the siblings likely opened the home's back sliding door, which is purportedly silent when operated, and went outside. Brooks-Murray stated that she and Martel looked for the siblings outside, yelling out for them. Around 10 a.m. Brooks-Murray called 911 to report them missing. Lily is said to have likely been wearing a pink sweater, pink pants and pink boots, and Jack blue dinosaur boots, when they disappeared. Aftermath and investigation. May 2025. At 12:25 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Time on May 2, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, issued a statement notifying the public about the disappearance, asking anyone who may have information to come forward. At the time, police stated their belief that the children had wandered away from their home, and that there was no evidence of abduction. At 4:55 p.m., police issued an update advising a vulnerable missing persons advisory had been issued for Pictou County, and asking the public to stay clear of the area where the disappearance is said to have taken place. On May 3, police and volunteers numbering at least 100 searched the area surrounding the siblings' home using ground search, dogs, drones, and helicopters to aid in the search. The siblings' mother, Malehia Brooks-Murray, spoke to CTV News and stated that she was still hopeful the children would be located, saying, "We just want them home as soon as possible." She further elaborated, saying that the night of May 2 was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds, and I don't want to go another night without them. The same day, Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston released a statement. People in Pictou County and across Nova Scotia are praying for a positive outcome for two missing children. During this time of worry, please know that our first responders and volunteers are working tirelessly during this 24/7 operation. By May 4, the number of people searching had reached 160, according to RCMP Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon. Martel said he wanted authorities to monitor the New Brunswick border, and nearby airports in case the children were abducted. On May 6, Martel told CBC News that after the siblings' disappearance, their mother left the area to be with her family in another part of Nova Scotia and blocked him on social media. The siblings' maternal grandmother Cindy Murray spoke with the Canadian press over the phone, stating that the family is hoping and praying for the recovery of the children. She also stated that police had advised the family against speaking to the media. On May 7, police announced that the search for the missing children had been scaled back, with Staff Sergeant McKinnon saying that there hadn't been any confirmed sightings of the children and that it was unlikely they were still alive. On May 18, a renewed search took place with 115 volunteers in addition to police personnel. On May 28, a RCMP Major Crime Unit representative disclosed that the siblings were confirmed to have been observed in public with family members on May 1, the day before they were reported missing by their mother and stepfather, made public by authorities. The location of where they were observed has not been released. Regarding this development, the siblings' stepfather, Martel, told CBC News that the police had retrieved surveillance footage of himself, Brooks-Murray, their 1-year-old baby, as well as Lily and Jack in nearby New Glasgow, but that the precise location of where the footage took place could not be disclosed because it may impact the ongoing investigation. June 2025. On June 11, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Agency provided an update on the case, stating that their intensive approach to the investigation is continuing. The police agency elaborated that the investigation may take longer than they had hoped, and that they are considering all possible scenarios and are partnering with agencies across the country. The agency said more than 11 Nova Scotia RCMP units are working on the case, including the Major Crime Unit and the Criminal Analysis Service. The agency disclosed key details of the ongoing investigation, including that hundreds of hours of video of the areas surrounding the location of the disappearance had been collected, that they had formally interviewed 54 people in connection with the investigation, which included the administration of polygraph testing, and that many of the 488 tips they've received have been assessed. The agency confirmed they'd been granted numerous legal authorizations to seize and examine materials and devices that may prove useful to the investigation. Corporal Sandy Mathew, identified as the lead investigator on the case, stated that the RCMP is accessing, evaluating and analyzing a significant volume of information from a variety of sources, and that they have a very coordinated and deliberate approach, which they say will ensure that all information is meticulously scrutinized, prioritized and actioned to ensure nothing is missed. July 2025. July 16, 2025. The RCMP news release on their website was updated as of July 16 and read the following. The Nova Scotia RCMP's intensive investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan continues. The investigative team in the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit is leading the investigational efforts under the Missing Persons Act. They're assisted by RCMP units in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick and Ontario, along with the National Centre of Missing Persons, Canadian Centre for Child Protection and provincial and municipal police agencies from Nova Scotia and other parts of Canada. Their efforts include reviewing approximately 5,000 video files that have been obtained through a video canvass of Lansdowne Station and the surrounding areas, assessing more than 600 tips from the public, formally interviewing more than 60 people, including the administration of polygraph to some individuals, forensic examination of materials located through ground and air searches in Lansdowne Station, including a pink blanket that officers seized on Lansdowne Road, submitting judicial authorizations to seize and examine materials and devices that may provide information useful to the investigation. Right now, there are more than 800 tasks associated to this investigation, says Staff Sergeant Rob McCommon, officer in charge, Major Crime and Behavioral Sciences. A tremendous amount of careful, deliberate investigative work is underway by people here at home and in other parts of Canada. Our collective efforts will continue every day until we determine with certainty the circumstances surrounding Lily and Jack's disappearance. Investigators encourage anyone with specific information on the whereabouts of Lily and Jack to call the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit. Recent updates. August 2025. The investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan in Nova Scotia, Canada, has involved extensive searches, interviews, and polygraph tests, but has yet to find concrete evidence of abduction or foul play. While authorities haven't ruled out foul play, they have stated there is no evidence of abduction, and an Amber Alert was not issued. The focus of the investigation has shifted to an investigative phase, with police seeking additional public tips and information. Here's a breakdown of the key aspects of the investigation so far. No evidence of abduction. Despite extensive searches and interviews, police have not found evidence to confirm the children were abducted. Amber Alert. The criteria for an Amber Alert were not met, as there was no confirmed abduction, no suspect description, and no descriptive information to share with the public. Suspicious circumstances. The case is considered suspicious, and authorities have requested public assistance in providing tips and information. Extensive search efforts. Police conducted a large-scale search involving hundreds of volunteers and specialized teams, including cadaver dogs and divers, but found no trace of the children. Focus on investigative phase. The search has transitioned into a more focused investigative phase, with police analyzing collected data and seeking public assistance. Timeline challenges. Police have been working to establish a timeline of events leading up to the children's disappearance, including requesting surveillance footage from the area. Public cooperation. The RCMP has received nearly 500 tips from the public, some of which have led them to other locations across the country. Family involvement. The children's mother and stepfather have been interviewed and have participated in polygraph tests. No concerns from pediatrician. The family's pediatrician has not raised any concerns about the children's well-being. Drug paraphernalia found. Drug paraphernalia was found in the home, and neighbors reported unusual activity. Shifting stories. There have been inconsistencies in the accounts of the parents regarding the events leading up to the disappearance. Lily's blanket. According to some sources, a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the Sullivan home during the search for the missing children. There are conflicting accounts regarding the exact location where the blanket was discovered and if it had been disposed of in the trash prior to being found. Key details. A piece of Lily's blanket was found near the Sullivan home early in the investigation. The blanket was found on Lansdowne Road, near a child-sized boot print discovered around the same time. Martel confirmed it was a piece of Lily's blanket, according to yahoo.co. Some reports suggest the blanket may have been in the garbage or on a railing in the same area where it was found. RCMP are investigating the blanket's relevance to the disappearance of Lily and Jack. A child-sized boot print. A boot print was found during the search for Lily and Jack Sullivan, and it became a focal point in the investigation. The boot print was discovered near a pipeline, leading searchers to expand their efforts in that area. While the print was believed to be child-sized, it was not definitively linked to either of the missing children. The discovery of the boot print prompted the RCMP to focus their search efforts on the area where it was found. This included the pipeline trail and surrounding areas. The search expanded to include a wider area, but the boot print remained a key piece of evidence. Despite the focused search around the boot print, the children were not found. The RCMP continued to investigate the disappearance as a missing persons case, while also exploring the possibility of criminal activity, according to a Facebook post. The boot print, though not definitively linked to the children, remained a significant clue in the ongoing investigation. Drug paraphernalia. Based on reports related to the investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan, there are claims that drug paraphernalia was found inside their home. Specifically, one Facebook post mentions that investigators found drug paraphernalia inside the home, and Child Protective Services later removed the third child. Another Facebook post indicates a close family member alleged that drug paraphernalia was found during a search of the home. It's important to note that while these reports mention the finding of drug paraphernalia, they are from unofficial sources, Facebook posts, and may not be confirmed police statements. Therefore, while there are allegations and reports of drug paraphernalia being found during the investigation, It's crucial to acknowledge the unofficial nature of some of these claims. Family fight. There was indeed a family fight during the investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan. The fight involved family members from both the children's mother's and father's sides. The conflict escalated to the point where the children's mother's family accused the stepfather, Daniel Martel, of involvement. Tensions were so high that Daniel's mother had to ask some people to leave the property. Following the fight, the children's mother left the property and has not been in contact with Daniel since. Kid's step-grandmother and biological grandmother speak. The following is the CBC News video of the kid's step-grandmother, Janie McKenzie, and her recollection of events on and around May 2nd, 2025.
So this is the patio door?
This is the patio door.
That Jack and Lily would have...
That Jack and Lily came out of.
So it's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up, come over here, fed my chickens. My brother, Ron, called me at 8:48 and asked me if I wanted to go to town with him. And I said no. I said, I'm staying home. I said, I'm going back to bed. Okay, I went and I laid down. Next thing you know, my dog started barking and the kids were out in the yard. Now, if you can see, there's two swings where the kids play. My bedroom is right there. I heard the kids. This is where the kids' swings are. This is where they always played.
And so that's where...
That's where I heard them. And I can hear everything in that trailer. If two kids get out of a fence, and Jack and Lily are all the time yelling, especially Lily, come on, Jackie, let's go, Jackie, let's go, Jackie. It's all I hear out here. When the kids get out of the fence and come out through here, I would have heard them yelling, come on, Jackie, let's go, let's go. I didn't hear anything. The next thing I heard is I heard Daniel yelling. He was yelling for Jack and Lily. I didn't get up because I thought he was yelling for Jack and Lily in the house. So the next thing you know, I came out of the trailer after I heard Daniel, about, I'd say, 10 minutes after I heard him, I come out of the trailer. I opened up the door, was standing here. Malehia was standing right here with Meadow on her hip. And I come out and I said, what's up? She said, Jack and Lily are missing. I said, how long? She said, about 20 minutes. I closed the door, got my boots on, came out here, ran up in the woods. Just right up here. The kids have a little fort that they made out of sticks and fir branches, and that's where they go. You can see them and hear them. We went for walks in the woods. I had to practically carry Jack through the woods because there was no way that he was walking through all that tree falls and bushes. I did this whole area. There's an old road up back. When I got up to the top of the hill, I met Daniel. And I said to him, I said, did you find them? He said, no. He said, you coming with me? I said, no. I said, I'm going to search this area. Because when she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of to the dirt road, came back down here, and came back down the side of the road, came back down here, and came back up the same spot. I went back into the house. By the time the cops were here, I don't know exactly what time, I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have got up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
We've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's go see that.
Sure.
So this is the patio door.
This is the patio door.
That Jack and Lily would have.
That Jack and Lily came out of.
And so tell us why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise, and why they didn't hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay.
That far window.
The
there.
last window is the bedroom.
And so they would have come out this door.
They would have come out this
that
door.
morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes.
And that's when you heard them.
That's when I heard them. Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything, right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found, in the mud where I was raking.
I thought there was two boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found way up on the pipeline.
Right.
Malehia sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lily and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes, a man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to lie. The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to show people that this is what happened. All the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly. The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns have been searched. My RV was searched 3 times. The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
You've talked about drones flying over your property. You've
Yes.
talked about cars driving down the road and
Yes.
slowing down. What's that been like?
I'm scared to go out sometimes in my own property. I mostly stay around back here. And if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am. That is me myself. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like my picture taken. I'm just a quiet person that just wants to be left alone, and I mind my own business. I'm just a hermit.
Do you feel as if the finger has been pointed towards you and Daniel?
Yes, I do. Because I live on the property. Come on.
Do you think your son had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily?
No, I don't believe Daniel had anything to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Our heart don't lie, and my heart is telling me that my kid did not have nothing to do with this, and I had nothing to do with this. You know, if something bad happens, you get like your heart drops. Mine hasn't dropped. Deep down in my heart, I do believe Jack and Lily are alive. It's not because of what people are saying. It's my heart tells me that they are alive.